Bruce pressure.
Division with Joe, Rugolo, Garrett and Foley. I think if they can monopolise the midfield, then I think they'll win.
Well, players underway. Let's check from Tony Leonard, who's joined us today.
Yeah, not a great deal to say down here, Ross, except to say that Sandringham have won the toss. Will kick with a very strong breeze, and the footing, surprisingly, very, very good.
And Harkins into the breeze straight away, scores Port's first goal.
Okay.
Now it's Laffey and Ruck for the Borough. And there's a tackle put on by Michael Irwin, back in the side. Free going to Anthony Allen, driving the Zebras forward to Rugolo, almost grabbed it, been paid.
Yeah, the second time I thought it was warranted, Ross. But I mentioned briefly in our preview that the fortunes of Sandringham do hinge on the large frame of this guy on screen now, Frank Rugolo. 2 weeks ago, he managed to kick 13 against Preston. I guess the opposition is a little stronger today, but he's a fine full forward and a wonderful kick for goal.
Breeze behind him to the Williamstown Road end. Well, you can see the wind bringing it back, but I don't think Frank intended it to go that far to the right.
No, you're right, Ross.
And there's Jonathan Summers, our favourite boundary umpire, doing work early. Didn't get a throw in there, though, but adjudicated out on the full. You can hear the breeze in the sound effects, Mike, pretty strong, as Foley takes strong mark for the Zebras at half-back. Thumps it back in the Rugolo direction. Fisted away, loose ball, and Cullinane pounces on it and levels the scores. Kennedy crimes and Barlow is injured, so maybe they're a bit suspect back there. Foley once more, chipping it short into the circle. There's Rugolo in front. He's closely marked there. No, he couldn't get away with it.
Yorgie was impeded, held on to a little. Port Melbourne are just really struggling to have numbers at the base of the pack, and of course their focal points in attack are well held. They've tried alternated between James and Paul up forward. It hasn't really worked. But the real thing is that they just can't get any system or flow onto the into their game. And that occasion was a wonderful solo effort by Edmund to get the ball out to Pierre Domenico, who's been a fine player. And here we see some of the easy turnovers and poor disposals really marred the game, hasn't it?
Sam, here's one for Phil. I mean, neither side's playing like a final side at the moment, are they, really? There are a lot of mistakes in the game.
No, I suppose there's a bit of wind too, Ross, and that can make the skills harder to put into place or apply. I don't know. It's. I think Doug Searle have a few worries. Port Melbourne have lost, I think, 3 of their last 4 games, haven't they? And they're just a little bit out of form, and you know they've had to make changes to try to get this system going, but they just can't find it. The key positions are a worry for them. They've thrown Gasparroni and Paul around and James around up forward. They're not getting anything out of him. And Oscar Harkins, sure, he's winning the ball at times, but he's not his dynamic self.
Well, he's missed a couple of games with injury too, hasn't he?
Yes. But the other thing, when you say that the sides, you know, whilst they're finalists at the moment, have really slipped, when you look at the composition of the sides as to the early season.
Gets the ball over to Foley, over to Robertson. They're going the long way home. Jennings. Will the ball come for James? It won't. Jennings is going to have to get in there again. And it's a free
In the back.
to Mick Jennings. Plays on quickly. Good pass, and Gasparroni takes the mark about 25 metres out. Max Gasparroni, normally a defender, been used in attack today and has kicked 3 goals.
And been a pick of the Port forwards too, Tone.
Lining up for his 4th and Port's 11th. Gasparroni. Unfortunately, he has swung it to the left and only 1 behind results.
And I tell you what, that was a fine example of what to do on the mark. If anyone noticed on the screen there, Dino de Pierre Domenico. Apart from just standing there and virtually just adding lip service, he really made a concerted effort to put Gasparroni off his kick and exactly succeeded.
Family in the outer enjoying themselves this afternoon. If they barrack for Port, there's not too much to cheer about. Richards with a nice kick. But one thing that they have done all day, Sandringham, is in that back line, Sam, been able to cut them off in the corridor, and that was a good mark to Fisher. Straight up the middle now to Anthony Allen. Can Rugolo get there? He can.
And it's not beyond him to kick this, Phil.
Definitely a chance. A kick from about, well, I'd say I'll kick right on 50, maybe 51.
Frank Rugolo's kick 7. There's no problems with the distance, no problems with the accuracy.
And that's his 50th for the season.
That's a kick of a man that is playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, Ross.
5 goals in this quarter he's kicked in 16 minutes.
What do you reckon the last time a man kicked his 50th goal from right on 50, Ross? Look at this. He's kicked it right on 50.
We'll have to get Stan, a statistician, onto that.
Be a good trivia question.
Battling hard, though, beautifully is Foley. Nice long kick in towards goal. Rugolo with the sit. Going to play on, swing it round again, and has kicked a magnificent goal.
Well, there's just no stopping him at the moment. He's almost
When he's holding his heart, isn't he? He just knew exactly what he was going to do then. The old trusty left footer, spin back into the play.
And he will be. Here it is.
Foley, great run, long kick down the middle. Take it through a Sam. I know you love this one.
Well, it's nice to see forwards, you know, display their wares, and in a brilliant fashion such as that. What a, you know, that's a player with a lot of confidence.
He'll be unbearable in the rooms tonight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Frank Rugolo, 7 goals. That's 10 for the match. 7 in this quarter. O'Connor, it's maybe not over. Rugolo in front. Cameron gets a fist on it. Williams at the fall of the ball.
The unbearable.
By himself. Runners everywhere. Dippy Domenico on his own in the middle. Will it carry? It bounces all right, however, for Dipper. Up the middle again. Here's Frank Rugolo.
The question's got to be asked, why leave Cameron on him?
Well, I don't think he's the right choice for him. He is just not physically strong enough for Frank Ryan. I mean, it's too late in the game now to do much about it, but, well, it's done now.
Another one.
Yes. Well, I can't recall the last time a player's kicked 8 goals in a term, Ross.
No, nor can I. It's 11 for the match.
Yeah, I forget what year it was I did that.
You know, but they really have monopolised playing midfield and around the engine room.
Yeah, Cameron just holding him. He was just really, it was a free kick if you didn't mark it.
But well, the umpire was reluctant to pay the free kick, and a couple of occasions I felt he was...
Have a word with him shortly.
He did pretty well, Dippy Domenico.
Yeah.
Well, he had a fine first half, but, you know, he just lacks a bit of fitness, Dino, and tends to, you know, just go adrift a little bit during the full course of a game.
There's Frankie on fire, and this was a bad miss by Clohessy.
Well, Clohessy, throughout the course of the game, you know, has won the ball well, but just let himself with some
Was he left foot normally?
Well, I didn't realise that he was. I thought he was a right footer, and yet twice in the game he kicked on his left foot. Maybe I got that one wrong. He wasn't too happy about missing the goal there. See, that was an example of Port's poor play too. They didn't use the best options so many times. And look, there's a rebound to Rugolo, and the result is Rugolo kicks a goal. And, you know, that's criminal when you give those away. You've got a chance to score.
Match, Ross, and fortunately this afternoon we've been able to get 2 of the Shire members of the Sandringham side, Dipper and Frank Rugolo. Now, Frank, 8 goals. 8 goals in the last quarter. I'm sure there's millions of people at home want to know how you did it, young fella.
Oh, well, last quarter the ball was delivered well. Simple as that.
And, of course, 13 2 weeks ago, 0 last week, and 8. And how many for the year is it now? 51?
Oh, not counting.
53, Tony.
It's 53, in case you didn't know. Dipper, well played today?
Yeah, enjoyed myself very much. I think it was a bit of the Italian connection going on.
There certainly was a bit of the Italian connection too, and it got a bit willing out there, and you obviously enjoy that sort of caper.
I love that. Muster up a bit of endeavour. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Now, of course, you young blokes too, what's on tonight for you? Big night down at it's the Tunnel, of course, one of the big nightclubs in Melbourne for blokes who are 28 trying to pick up 15-year-olds, and we've got a couple of them here. Obviously, great win to Sandringham here to go. Well done, Dipper. Well done, Frank. And, of course, big game next week too, Danny Nong.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game. Early on this year it was pretty tough, and it'll be the same again next week.
Well, make sure you order up plenty up on the mousse and the hair gel, because I think you boys are on telly again. That's it from the rooms down here. Back to you, Ross.
1987, and most televised home and away games of...
Ball comes out.